J.J. McCarthy has played, he has a passer rating of 37. He also has one quarter when he looked like Joe Montana. So I'm going to take that one out. I mean, in 7 of 8 quarters, no touchdowns, 3 picks. I mean, Caleb Williams may look out of control and wild. In 7 of 8 quarters, J.J. McCarthy looks utterly overwhelmed. The body language from his coach, he looks like a quarterback that never had to carry a team or play from behind. Oh, wait, that was his college resume at Michigan, and why I said coming into the season, of all the first-round quarterbacks, I didn't get J.J. McCarthy. Now, I may have missed on Caleb Williams, too, but I didn't get J.J. McCarthy. I think he's struggling to see the field. I think he's holding on to the ball too long. And there's a big difference between managing Michigan when you're the quarterback under Jim Harbaugh and being a quarterback in the NFL, where sometimes you got to carry a bad O-line or mismatches. You got to have vision, be anticipatory, get rid of the ball, quick decisions with punitive results if you don't get it right. And I'm watching last night, and again, he had an unbelievable fourth quarter against Chicago, who we now know is pretty bad. But I don't know. When I watched J.J. McCarthy, this was my fear, is that he played for Harbaugh. They had a game in which he didn't throw a pass in the second half. He always had the lead. He'd make 1 or 2 nice throws. You got to make 1 or 2 nice throws a drive in the NFL. 1 or 2 nice throws a drive. So, I mean, honestly, he looks like one of those Survivor contestants by week 3. The hair's disheveled. He looks tired. He hasn't slept well. He's losing weight. Like, just nothing feels right here.
Okay. Remember when I pushed back on Colin for calling him Baker Mayfield? This is why we all just got to chill. Saying nothing looks right here is too extreme. This was a bad game. No question about it. No one can deny it. Chris Collinsworth was genuinely uncomfortable commentating throughout this game because he was just like, he doesn't like to rip younger players. He doesn't really like to rip any quarterback who's clearly struggling. Like, he is uncomfortable doing it. You just know it. Which is why when a quarterback is succeeding, he leans. Everyone always makes fun of him for it, but he leans so heavily on it because that's what he wants to do. He wants to compliment these quarterbacks. He's not here to rip them. And he was uncomfortable throughout this broadcast. It is as clear as day. Absolutely as clear as day. And J.J. McCarthy did not play good. You can try to blame the O-line and whatnot. He did not play good, and there were throws to be made, and he did not make them. He's impressed me with his mobility, but like he's had some bad throws here, man, and has played some bad football, and he really only has had one good quarter, whereas all the other quarters he has looked overwhelmed. But here's the thing. I talked about this in my Caleb Williams video. He does look comfortable. He's failing right now, but he does look comfortable. He doesn't look overwhelmed. He doesn't look overwhelmed by the moment. He doesn't feel sped up. He doesn't feel to me like, oh my God, everything is just caving in on me. And so that does matter to me in your second start. This is his second start. This is his second start. He is a rookie. Stop with the nonsense that he had all the whole year of preparation. Stop with that. I pushed back on Minnesota Vikings fans all last season for that. There was minimal development last year. This was not Patrick Mahomes sitting for a full year fully healthy with Andy Reid. That's not what happened. This is a rookie quarterback. Treat him as such. Treat him as such. And so it's just like you do got to give it a second. And you do have to allow Kevin O'Connell to make adjustments right now. But it's not good. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. He is struggling. And they were very fortunate to have that quarter against the Chicago Bears. And the Chicago Bears aren't good. Just look at what Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions did to them, which makes that win now not as nice as it was a couple days ago. And it's okay to acknowledge that. But like I said again and again and again going into this season, you have to expect and understand that J.J. McCarthy is going to have struggles. He is not going to be as good as Sam Darnold. And again, I faced a lot of pushback on that. And I said, a rookie quarterback who just turned 22, who's coming off of a legitimate injury where he hasn't been able to play now for an entire year, the longest that he's ever gone in his entire life since the moment he started playing football, is not going to be able to step in and be as great as a seasoned veteran. It's just not the way how the NFL works. You have to be able to run and execute an offense in order to succeed. And rookie quarterbacks typically just can't do that from the jump. They just can't. And so that is what we're seeing right now. And that is why the Minnesota Vikings were genuinely between a rock and a hard place. Like, what do we do here? We have an unbelievable roster. We have a great coaching staff. We have a great defensive coach on the other side of the ball. But now we have a young quarterback. What do we do here? We know we can win with veterans, but are those veterans good enough to get us over the hump? It was a real an issue because you know you're going to go backwards a bit with a rookie quarterback. It's just guaranteed to happen, especially one who, again, is coming off of an injury, who could not practice and play football for a year. That matters. That matters. So this was never going to be just a linear, easy, here we go, which is why I said J.J. McCarthy just has to be average. I said this roster is good enough where if he could just be average, they're going to win a lot of games. And he just can't lose you games. He did here. He was not average. He was not good enough. The Atlanta Falcons were doing nothing but kicking field goals here. And you're taking a ton of sacks, strip sack, interceptions. Like it was not a good game. It just wasn't. And the defense was doing everything they could. I mean, they were holding the Falcons to just field goal after field goal after field goal. This game was clearly winnable. Clearly winnable. So you can't just come here and just blame the defense or blame the O-line, because that's not the reality of the situation in football. Because someone said this about with Caleb Williams. They're like, he's only had like 7 or 8 or bad throws or something like that. And it's like, well, those throws are why you lose football games, because there's only so many opportunities. Why do you think so many scores? I mean, really think about it. If you have an offense that scores 28 points per game, you are a top elite offense in the NFL. Okay? You are easily a top offense in the NFL. That's 4 touchdowns. That's it. 4 touchdowns. If you just got a touchdown a quarter, that's all you have to get. The chances of you getting to the Super Bowl, as long as your defense isn't a mess, is through the roof. There's only so many opportunities to score. There's only so many opportunities to hit that guy in stride and get a big 35-yard pickup, to get that first down. There's only so many opportunities. This is the NFL, man. This is the NFL. You're not winning 60-3. So when you miss throws, it matters. You can't say, we missed like 3 or 4 throws. That's the difference between winning and losing. That's the difference between converting that first down and now getting a whole new set of downs and now being in field goal range, whatever it may be. Those things matter. Those things absolutely matter. And that is why Chris Collinsworth, in at the one point in the game, he goes, make no mistake about it. JJ was open, and Justin Jefferson was open, and JJ McCarthy just flat out missed him. A little moment like that, you're just like, it was just a little bit short. It was just an errant throw. It's the difference between winning and losing. It's the difference between winning and losing in the NFL. You either make the throw or you don't. And now again, I'm not saying that JJ McCarthy can't do it. I'm not saying that JJ McCarthy's just done. I still, even when he's failing, there's still a lot that I really like here. And that's why you have to understand, it's the second game of his career in the NFL. This is his second game. His second game. You're allowed to struggle. You're allowed to be downright bad. No one's looking at Cam Ward right now saying, it's just not working. They're like, yeah, well, he's a rookie, and this is his second game. It's the same thing for J.J. McCarthy. But I will tell you this. There's a comfort that I see with Michael Penix, and this is Michael Penix's only 6th game. He played 3 last year, so I guess that was his 5th game. I think he played 3 games last year, 3 or 4 games last year. Whatever it is, it's still very early on his season. And no one's going to pretend like the Atlanta Falcons are a well-run team and a well-coached team relative to what the Minnesota Vikings got here. And yet there is a comfort with Penix. Penix, things are slowed down. You saw it in this game. If you looked at it through an unbiased lens, there's a calming factor for Penix. His team is failing him way more than he's failing them. No question about it. No question about it. Outside of the run game with Bijan Robinson. But with McCarthy, it looks a little different. Things look hard right now. They look hard. And truthfully, I wanted to say that week 1. I tried to stick the landing where I was like, I wanted to address that didn't look great. But obviously McCarthy showed a ton of heart. And so I leaned in on that side because I was impressed by that, and I did think that was great because it's your first game ever and it's easy to crumble, which is why I think there is still a huge resiliency factor here with JJ McCarthy, which I think is good, but that can only take you that could only take you so long. You either make the play or you don't. You either hit Justin Jefferson for the first down or you don't. Football becomes incredibly binary in that regard. And the Vikings are struggling. They could easily be 0-2 right now with their quarterback not playing great. And you see Sam Darnold with the Seattle Seahawks carving Pittsburgh. I mean, he was threading the needle, making beautiful throws. He's a seasoned veteran. With JJ McCarthy, you are always going to need to develop him. It was always going to be 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 3 steps backwards, 3 steps forwards, 2 steps forward, 2 steps forward, 2 steps forward, 3 steps backwards. This is how rookie seasons go. He is a rookie. You either accept it or you push back against it. My problem is that people are now too early to worry about JJ's NFL future. This is his second game. This is his second career game in the NFL. You got to give him some grace. You got to give him some patience. It's not fair to give him anything but that. It's just not fair. Anything less than that. He deserves the patience. But we can still also acknowledge that it hasn't looked good. But it didn't look good for Bo Nix in the beginning of his career either. It looked downright ugly. Nothing looked right. Everything was a mess. And then until it wasn't. So right now, all eyes to me are on Kevin O'Connell. What does he do to make things more simplified? Chris Collinsworth talked about it. He said they need to simplify this offense for JJ McCarthy. There's just too much going on for him to process. Chris Collinsworth called that out beautifully. And I 100% agree. That's on Kevin O'Connell. And this is what I said. This was my question about Kevin O'Connell. And I love Kevin O'Connell. I think Kevin O'Connell is amazing. But I kept saying to everyone else, is like, listen, you've seen him do great things with the seasoned veterans. He's already speaking the same language with seasoned veterans. He's not speaking the same language with a young, developing quarterback. It's completely different. Coaching Sam Darnold, coaching Kirk Cousins is complete. It's night and day difference. A night and day difference from a JJ McCarthy. 2 are veterans. 1 is an absolute rookie who's learning how to play in the NFL while the other quarterbacks know how to play in the NFL. It was just Kevin O'Connell's job to consistently put them in positions to succeed. It's more than that with just a JJ McCarthy right now. So it's going to be interesting. I'm looking at Kevin O'Connell right now more than I'm looking at JJ McCarthy. So we'll see. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about JJ McCarthy? Do you think it's too early to worry about him and his future in the NFL? Let me know in the comments below how 1 minute you can be like, he's got some Baker Mayfield in him too. I don't know. I think it's time to move on. Bring in Carson Wentz or trade for Kirk Cousins. Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.